Alright guys, how's it going? Well, here from ZaltekReviews.com. You might be wondering why I'm reviewing this so fast. As some of you might know, I just got this watch yesterday. I'm reviewing it quick because I actually owned this watch. I owned one of them about 2 years ago, and I ended up flipping it, and it was a big mistake. And I've been on the hunt for something that I can keep in my collection that's like just a grab and go watch. I don't have to set it or anything. And I've always thought, like when I owned this before, I thought to me that's the best like quartz grab and go watch that I've ever had. So a few months ago I started looking for another one, and every single place, I mean, I could have got a second hand one, but I didn't want a second hand one. I wanted a brand new one. And every place that I went to, they were out of stock. Every single place in the UK, and I'm talking watch shops, jewellers, everywhere that I looked, every single place was out of stock. And even when I contacted them, they said, oh, we're not getting any more. And the reason for that, obviously, it's been discontinued, which is a shame, because I think it's a fantastic watch. However, I was looking the other day. I mean, I was in the process of practically giving up, and I just did a search in Google, and I was there for ages. And I was looking through page upon page upon page, and then I seen this wee advert type thing, and it said in stock, and it was from a company called Andersons of Warwick, and I thought, never heard of them, but I clicked a link anyway, and there it stated on it said in stock, quantity 1, and I thought, so I sent them an email, and obviously I explained to them who I was and blah blah blah, and hoping that they could maybe do a collaboration with me. Well, obviously first I asked if they had the thing in stock, but the guy that owns it's a jeweller's shop, and they do watches and that, and they're like authorised dealer of Seiko and Citizen and all that, but I would say their main focus is like jewellery. But the guy actually emailed me back at night, and he says, let me have a look at when I go into work tomorrow, first thing is I'll have a look and I'll email you back. And true enough, it was about 9:30 the next day. Emailed me back, and he says, yep, it's in stock. So I then started talking to him about what I could do for him. I mean, I'm just a small YouTube channel, but my website has been going for 4 years, so I still get a lot of traffic on the website, and obviously my YouTube videos, I incorporate them onto the homepage now. So anybody that's a visitor to the website, you know, they can see all the links to the YouTube stuff. So I get a lot of traffic from my own website to my YouTube channel, so it works out. So the reason that I've got the paid promotion thing up that you might have seen at the beginning is they offered me a discount, and I paid the money, and the next day, and I'll tell you something else, as soon as I paid the money, the owner Pete, or no, it was the girl there, Jenny, she nipped to the post office and posted it the very same day, and I got it the next day. Brilliant service, I've got to say, I can't fault it. I'll leave a link in the description for Andersons of Warwick if you want to have a look at their Seiko stuff. As I say, they're mainly focused on jewellery, but there's a fair amount of Citizen watches as well as Seiko watches. They do some other brands, but they're kind of like fashion brands, so obviously, but when I looked at their website, I was just mainly focused on Citizen. But I've had a wee look at what they've got from Seiko and whatnot. There's quite a big selection there. Anyway, that was my explanation, and that's my intro. So I think it's time I played the actual intro. let's talk about the actual watch itself then. As I say, I had this about 2 years ago, regretted selling it, and I rebought it. And I'm so glad I did. As soon as it arrived yesterday, I've had it on wrist, and I've only just took it off 5 minutes ago, just so I could make this video. I've got something else on my wrist now, but I'll show you that in a wee bit later. Right, obviously, to give this its full name, well, the serial number, it's a Citizen I'll put it up on the screen, BN0118-55E. And they call this, oh Christ, what do they call it? The Citizen Promaster Tough Super Titanium. And obviously you've got that part number that I mentioned. And it's also the 40mm Ray Mears Edition. If you don't know who Ray Mears is, think pre-Bear Grylls days. He was the man that done all the bushcraft programmes on the TV, and to be honest, I actually prefer Ray Mears to Bear Grylls anyway. Bear Grylls is a numpty. He's too busy drinking his own piss. Ray Mears is more, if you watch any of the older stuff, like back in the 90s and the 2000s and all that, it was all about bushcraft, and he would go through making things and making boats and shelters and all by hand, just with an axe and a blooming knife in his pocket. I've always been a fan of Ray Mears. But anyway, Ray Mears actually said this is the best watch that he could ever hope for. And quite rightly so, because it's a tough bugger. Now, you might think, oh, nah, I'll have a G-Shock. Says what? I'm a big fan of G-Shock, and I've just bought another one. But I'll review that later, because I've got a wee bit of a modern thing that I'm doing again. I just bought that metal G-Shock and done the whole Stormtrooper mod to it with the Cerakote and everything else. But I'm doing a different one. We'll get into that later. I will do a video on it, obviously. But we're talking about this today, right? Let me show you what you get. It's just your normal cardboard box with another box inside. You got warranty information and all that in there. Oh, my receipt's in there too. Quite a sturdy box for Citizen. You've probably seen this before. Nice and padded and what, well, it is padded a wee bit. And you got tags and all that and spare links and whatnot in there. Let me give you, let's do the weight first, shall we? You probably can't see that wee display, but I'll tell you what it says. Right, this is the watch. Obviously it's full titanium, so it's going to be light. I sized up for my wrist, which is 6 3/4 inches. And this is on bracelet, remember. Sized up, it weighs 83 grams. Love it. I'll do the dimensions while I'm here. Overall diameter, 39.9. So 40mm. Lug to lug is 45.7. Total thickness is a very slim 11.2. The crown is just call it 6mm. You've got a lug width of 20mm. The titanium bracelet tapers a little, just under 18mm. And at the clasp, you're looking at 19.5. All very good measurements. Alright, this, as I said, it's a full titanium watch, including the bracelet. Even the clasp is titanium. You get some companies that, I mean, it's quite difficult to manufacture a clasp for titanium, but that's why a lot of companies, they'll go with a stainless steel clasp with a titanium bracelet, and they'll just like try and colour match it to the kind of darker tone of the titanium. No, in this one, no, full titanium, and it's milled, and you've got a diver's extension there, which I use, because I normally, if my wrist swells, I just put it out to like there, wear it on wrist, and it's super comfortable, man. Really is. Obviously signed on the wee fold over part there. It's got male end links, but look at this, the way it slopes. It makes no difference whatsoever. Signed crown, screw down. It's got 300 metres of water resistance. Oh, aye, before I go into any more of that, the case, the bezel, the bracelet, the clasp, it's all coated as well. That's why they call it the, what is it, Citizen call it? Super titanium. It's just basically, it's grade 2 titanium, I think. I'm pretty sure it is. And they put a hardness coating on it. I don't have details of where it scales on, you know, the hardness scale on, like with Vickers and all that. I've not got any details. I've tried to look, but I'm probably guessing it's about 1,000 or just over. Because that's pretty much the industry standard, isn't it? About 1,000 or 1,200 once you put the coating on. And I remember when I owned this before, I mean, I had it for a good few months, and I wore it a lot, and it never had a single scratch in it or a single scuff or anything. It was totally unmarked when I sold it. But as I say, I'm so glad that I've got it back. Well, not the same watch, but another one. New old stock. No case back on this. It's all one piece. What do they call that again? A monocoque case where everything's loaded in the front. As I say, 300 metres of water resistance on this thing, which is quite impressive considering it's really thin as well. You're not going to get fancy polished chamfered edges or anything like that, or crazy designs on the dial or anything. This is a tool watch. A definite tool watch, a field watch, I would say. And when I was in the army, I think about 90% of the time on my wrist I had a G-Shock, and occasionally I had like the G1098 issued watch. Obviously at the time I preferred the G-Shock because it was different for like a standard issue. Nobody wants, if you can get away with wearing something that's not standard issue, you wore it. And I wore the G-Shock. But see, to be honest, see if this was around back then when I was in the army, I wore this every single day. Perfect size for me. As I say, 40mm diameter. Nice short lug to lug. Full titanium, dead light. Superb legibility on that dial. And look at the size of the Arabics, man. They're fucking massive. Especially when you take it like in proportion. I mean, it's to like the size of the watch and all that. It's brilliant. I love this watch. I really do. I think it's the best watch. I've had a few Citizen watches over the years, and I think this is the best. It's the best I've witnessed. I mean, a lot of Citizen watches that I get, and they're fucking massive, man, and they look like a blooming dinner plate in your wrist. And I just get rid of them. But I'm not getting rid of this. Definitely not. It's took me so bloody long to get one back. To be honest with you, I actually think I got the last one in the UK that's new old stock, because I can't find it anywhere. Some place might have it still lurking in their warehouse or something, but I couldn't find it anyway. And I spent ages looking. Sapphire crystal, by the way. It's not your usual mineral crystal or anything that you get on some other watches like Seiko and even Citizen. They do a lot of mineral crystals and that. It's a quartz movement, as I say, but the second hand does hit every marker spot on. I can't find any fault. And it doesn't require a battery, obviously, because it's the Eco Drive thing, you know, solar powered. Obviously a black dial. White printing. It's got brilliant loom, by the way. I'll show you a loom shot later. Black chapter ring with white markings on it all the way around. It's just 100% pure illegible. White on black. You can't really go wrong. You've got a date at 3 as well. It's no colour match to the dial, but to be honest with you, it would look a bit odd if it was colour matched, because just the way the layout of the dial and the design, you could see it like you've got like a wee bit of the the button, and they've cut it and put the date so it mirrors the same length as the button at 9, and you've got one at 6 there as well. I would have liked to have seen it at 6, the date. I think it would have gave it more, it would just look more symmetrical, but it still looks good like that. I'm just nitpicking really when I'm saying that. Well, there is a wee polished lip there around the very bottom of the bezel, but that's your whack. That's your whack. Nice shaped crown guards there, and the crown's brilliant, man. It's got tons of grip. It's 6mm, but look at there. Look at the grip on that. So easy to use. Screw down, as I said, and it's signed as well with our Promaster logo type thing. The hands, obviously you can see the design. Aye, the minute hand is like a fence post style. Then you've got a very proportionate hour hand with the arrow tip, and looks great. You've got a reverse lollipop in the second hand. I can't mind if it's loom, but I'll show you in the loom shot anyway. The loom is really good, by the way, and I didn't even know what kind of loom it is. Oh, the warranty on this is 5 years, by the way. You do get any better than that, do you? That's brilliant. Where to buy? Well, I've already spoke about that. You'll fucking struggle like fuck to buy one anywhere. Right, I'll give you a wrist shot, shall I? I'll show you a wrist check. First, I'm wearing my Zelos Spearfish. A review of this is coming soon. Spoiler alert, it's not perfect, but it's no far off it. Anyway, I'm not talking about that. Let's get that off wrist. Right, wrist shot. There you go. See what I mean? Shot lug to lug. Perfect size. Oversized Arabics. Nice, clear, legible hands and all that. Let's see what it means. I think that one piece case thing, I mean, look at how flat that lies, man. Superb. Oh, I've read old reviews of this, and some people said, oh, I don't like the clasp. Well, fuck off and buy something else. I like the clasp on this. I do. I love the wee extension, and it's dead light, and it's actually quite thin as well. I can't get my fucking wrist up. I end up going to break my arm because I'm no double jointed. I like it. I do. I like it a lot. This is, as I say, this to me, this watch is my perfect grab and go watch. It really is. It's got all the specs. It's really well made. Sapphire crystal. Super legible. 300 metres of water resistance as well. Not that I go diving or anything, but I just love wearing this. Shock horror, it's not a white dial. Holy shit! Will bought a watch, it's not got a white dial. Aye, well, you better believe it. Love it. Right, what's next? Oh, better give you a loom shot, eh? Let's see. Turn all these blooming lights off. It's like fucking Hamden in here, man, with these lights on. Oh my eyes, that's better. Turn that off. Turn that off. Let's see if I can dim that screen a wee bit. Right, let's zoom in a wee bit. Bring it down a wee bit. There's my torch. You can see it glowing already, and I've not even hit it with a torch. There you go. Loom shot. Trust me, the loom in this, I can go outside for just less than a minute. I come back in and the thing's fucking beaming on my wrist. Let's see if I can give you a better. I mean, I hate this analogy when people say, oh, it's like a fucking torch. Well, it is. I don't know what the exact formula of the loom is. I'm guessing it's some Japanese equivalent of BGW9. But this is way better than BGW9. It's been put on, it's extremely thick. I mean, as field watches go, right, you might have seen, I mean, I reviewed, what was it, the Bunker from Swiss Watch Company, and the loom on that's fantastic. See, to be honest, I actually think the loom on this is even better, or it's at least the same. It really is brilliant. I can't fault it. Price wise, if you manage to find one at retail, grab it. You're looking, well, the places I've looked at, it's got an RRP of £369, and it's worth every single penny, easily. I was lucky enough that I've got a YouTube channel and obviously my website and all that, so I got a discount on it. No substantial discount, but good enough. So before I go, I'd like to thank Pete and Jenny Andersons of Warwick again. Brilliant to deal with, highly recommended. If you find a watch on there, phone them up, speak to Pete or Jenny and say I sent you, and I'm sure they'll sort something out for you. You might even get a wee discount, who knows. Pay retail for nothing, as they say. Right guys, that's it. Thanks very much for watching. Please like and subscribe if you haven't already, and I'll see you in the next video. Toodles.